recording now, so... Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties, having to redo pretty much everything on this, because last time it worked. This time, not so much. So,
Nature of move on. We'll learn and live, and whatever.
Yeah, one thing I'm kind of hoping is that, okay. So, we're just gonna try and skip anything. New game. Again. Okay.
Look, I know you like that first mode 7, but you don't have to do 12 new games in a day.
I'm just gonna hold this button and have it speed past everything. Yeah.
It's convenient having a fast forward button.
Yeah.
The old days when we didn't have a fast forward button, you started a new game and you got to watch all this, and by got to, I meant forced to.
Yeah. So, should we cover the topic that we were trying to cover earlier, or should we just, move on?
Depends. Are we talking about the Woolseyisms?
The
Was that the topic?
We were talking about the Woolseyisms, yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, my biggest issue with Woolseyisms really is the fact that everybody else has a huge issue with it. I don't understand it. I don't get the hissy fit. And maybe that's just because I just don't care, and maybe that's because this was my childhood, and I don't care because it was my childhood, and I liked my childhood. Or at least this aspect of it.
Well, I mean, like, the Woolseyisms were kind of like, there's a nostalgia factor, but at the same time, it's kind of along the lines of, like, at one point you have to move on. And for me, it's like, I like the Woolseyisms to a certain point, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to... Okay. Yeah. They kind of look a little...
Well, and my thing about the Woolseyisms is that, I mean, yes, I get that they were a screw-up. Yes, I get that that's not how it was supposed to be. However, that's part of the nostalgia factor of the game for me. So, when they go around and they say, these are actually supposed to be called this, yeah, I get that's what it was supposed to be called, but at the same time, I mean, I grew up with it not being called that. There's a nostalgia factor in don't change my game, you goddammit.
Yeah, and wait, what? But yeah, like, the nostalgia gaming is like, yeah, it's all fun and games and all, but at the same time, it's like, I will say this, I do want this game, I would love to see this game remade, but at the same time, I do want to see what they're going to do with Final Fantasy 15, because that...
I'm sorry, but Final Fantasy 15 to me looks like it's going to be another Dirge of Cerberus, and I did not like Dirge of Cerberus. To me, I mean, to me an RPG is this, a JRPG is this. And
yeah.
Yes, I get, we've got 13 where, they try and do new stuff, and some of it's nice, and some of it's kind of shitty, but it's still this basic concept, where it's pure action, I really don't care for.
Well, it looks like they're kind of doing the, for 15, some of the trailers, like the combat and stuff, it's going to be like a mix of 12 and 14.
Which both were good games in their own right, in my opinion. I'm willing to be overridden, because I know not everyone is a huge fan of 12, and not everyone is a huge fan of MMOs, so...
Yeah, and admittedly, one of our mutual friends wants me to go for 14, but at the same time, I'd like if all of us could do it, especially since you have friends on a different server, and technically it's like, unlike 11 when I tried it, like, since we couldn't, go change servers, it'd be kind of along the lines of like, oh, great. Actually, wait, is there like a person cap that you can have? Like 11 did?
Yeah, there is. I'm trying to remember what it is. I know that you can get, you have kind of like what 11 did, where you have, or no, actually no. Because 11 had, you're paying $10.95 a month plus $1 per character. So your player cap was based on how much you want to spend a month.
Yeah, and I think
In 14, you have a little bit different. You have, if you get the good, quote-unquote good, monthly fee, you get access, I think it's 40 characters total, 8 per server, or 5 per server, something like that. And then if you get the basic one, it's 1 character per server times 8 servers. So you still have a lot more flexibility than, say, having 1 character, 1 server. Oh, you want another one? Here, pay more money.
yeah. Admittedly, technically, I did spend roughly 20. No, actually, yeah, $20. Getting the CE edition on Steam. I haven't installed it nor set up an account yet because as of right now, yes, I do have money coming in and I could play it, but I don't have the space on my current computer.
Ooh.
Because right now
That's
the free space, well, no, technically I have quotations space, but it'd take up about like 2/3 of the free space that I have. Yeah.
My good friend, my good friend Asher, I would recommend strongly that you invest in cloud storage, or at least go retro and burn stuff onto CDs. Get some space.
I need to go through, check a few things, because I have like 2 desktop-mounted hard drives. One's a 2 terabyte and one's a 4 terabyte.
You are rocking 6 tears and you're out of space. I'm rocking like 5 tears and that's my space.
Well, the problem is, like, I need to clear some stuff off and then organize it on those. Considering that the one that's 2 terabytes, that one's almost filled up, and the one that's 4 tears is just getting its first tear on there. But admittedly, like, technically, what I want to do is technically, like, build a new PC, build a new desktop, be specific, because right now I'm running on my, my monster of a laptop, which...
Oh, wow.
You've met the monster of the laptop, right?
I was gonna say, are we talking about the same laptop I met like a few years ago? Because we need a computer intervention for you. Is what we need.
I don't need to learn about saves.
You really don't. You know about saves. I don't think anyone who's watching is going to be too upset about.
I will save over this. Okay, and I know we should not be doing this on the stream. One battle, one... Should I have auto dash? No, I don't want to do auto dash.
Yeah, auto dash, yeah, it gets awkward for you later.
Especially with the, the shoes.
Well, and eventually there will be multiple people, trying to avoid spoilers, multiple people who will want to have who you'll want to have shoes on. So it's probably best not to.
Yeah. And I remember my mistake from last time. These guys are not to be, bioed.
Played with. Yeah, I mean, you can bio them. It just, doesn't really achieve anything. It's kind of a neutral. Because, I mean, they're one-hit kills, except for Bioblaster, so it doesn't really hurt anything.
Well, for the were-rats, technically, if you use Bioblaster, they heal them. So.
Yeah, but, I mean, it can't heal them above full, and 100% of their health is still less than any other attack, so...
Yeah. And this one... I'm actually fine with them naming it Ymir instead of Welk. Because technically it is a Welk.
Whereas I'm admittedly drawing a little bit of a blank. I'm based on the name. I'm presuming Norse, but I can't really recall a specific reference for Ymir.
Ymir.
Ymir. Okay.
Do not recall off the top of my head. I know it's Norse mythology. And Mychyl. Oh wait, no. Trying to think of things to say.
Well, there's another Woolseyism, is that instead of Gru, it's now Grok. At least I'm presuming that's supposed to be a Woolseyism.
Nah, noises are kind of like one of those things.
Well, I mean, sound effects haven't exactly changed in the last 20 years. I don't think it's a case of, you know, the onomatopoeia for whatever noise it's supposed to make has really evolved.
Yeah, and took him out. Tanked high potion.
You know, I always love the fact that, you know, even though this is a boss fight, it's the second easiest, sorry, avoiding spoilers where possible, second easiest boss in the game. That reminds me, speaking of mistakes from last time, we're going to avoid the whole, you know, wasting of potions and Phoenix Downs, right?
I have gotten over that fear. Remember,
it's not a fear so much as it's just logic to me. To me, it's logical to say, well, you know, there's no real reason to use a potion when you have someone with MP. There's no real reason to use Phoenix Down if you just, you know, are careful about it and don't actually do anything that's going to get you killed.
To me, I've kind of gotten over that weird stigma of, oh, I'm going to save this, I'm going to save this, ever since the Soul series. Reason why is that the cheapest healing item you get back every time you go to a bonfire. And the most expensive ones really are few and far between. But then again,
like elixirs in this game.
Yeah. So.
Although then again, every time you check a clock, you get another elixir. It just seems like.
Yeah, and I'm still going to be getting those ones. I'm going to be saving like the high-end items, but things like potions and high potions, given how you can get those at regular shops, not going to be even bothering like saving those. Ethers are a different matter. And last I checked,
well, yeah, because ethers are also a lot harder to come by.
Even though they do come in the regular shops, they're still kind of like almost like 10 times the price of a potion. Admittedly, that's not saying a lot, but early in the game, it's kind of like, no. Whereas late in the game, it's like, okay, I can waste this amount of money on it.
Well, yeah, that's because late in the game, you're like, oh, I'm spending 100,000 gil on weapon upgrades, and I'm just sitting on 500,000.
Yeah.
I guess I can afford to get something else too.
Yeah.
Early in the game, it's like, okay, so I can be geared, I can have my weapons, or I can have my armor, or I can have my relics, or I can have some extra ethers. Let's take one of the first three.
Yeah, whereas gear is more important than recovery items. Admittedly, I'm also the type that I will use my mega elixirs on the final boss. But
well, I mean, it's the final boss. At that point, there's no reason to save items.
Yeah.
If you win, then there's no more game, and if you lose, then you're going to get all your items back, so there's no real reason to conserve at that point.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are certain games that I'd be okay, that I wouldn't want to do that, aka the games that have, like, an after game to them.
Yes. Those are some of my favorite games. It's like the Star Ocean series, as I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, Star Ocean's one. I think some of the Tales have it as well. Also,
I know World does. I don't know about. I don't think I've ever found an after game for any of the other ones I've played, but I know World does.
I think there was one for Dawn of a New Day, Dawn of a New Age, which was the Symphonia sequel, which not quite sure how that works out. Legendia did. Also the metallic chastity belt, aka Slave Crown.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like a pair of metal pants.
It's funny how much pushback you gave me on the chastity belt last time. You're like, no, it's not a chastity belt. No, it definitely is. Look at it.
Well, no, I thought I mentioned it, and you were like, no, 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 let's not go down that route, not unless we go, you know, other things. And then we started getting on the topic of jubblies, and you know, your idea of jubblies.
Well, I mean, we get on the topic of we get on the topic of chastity belts, then we have to worry about, you know. Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that later. That's a spoiler. A small spoiler, but it's a spoiler.
Yeah, yeah. Well, even though, like, this game is, like, what was it, 1994 that it came out?
Yeah, it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years. This game's aged pretty well for 20 years old.
My God, I feel old now. And you know what makes me want to feel even older? Metroid. I want another Metroid. But
I'm sure that Nintendo will hear your wish and give you another Metroid. They can't let Samus. They can't stop beating the Samus horse any more than they can stop beating any of the others.
well, did you hear what they just announced? Speaking of topical matters,
What was that?
did you hear what was just announced?
I did not possibly.
Guess what's coming to the 3DS?
What's that?
It deals with masks.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Oh my god. Honestly, and I'm gonna probably draw a lot of hatred and a lot of hate mail, and I'm probably gonna be murdered. But I still say Link to the Past was my favorite Zelda of all time.
I will say Link to the Past was a really one of my favorites. But if I had to take one of the 3D ones, I'd have to actually put Majora's Mask up there, along with, and much to the ire of some people, I'd say Skyward Sword. Considering that...
Honestly, I mean, this is me, and this is a kind of an awkward admission, but I don't do well with 3D games. I don't. If there's an actual aim component, I screw it up. I can't do it.
Well, remember, most the 3D Zeldas couldn't control well until they added that Z targeting aspect. In Melee, since it was a Wii game, yeah. There's some other games that we could probably like if we do like a live one, we could probably try and do. Because I was going through my games library and I just remembered that I have Castlevania Judgment. Wait, did I? Oh, wait, I still have time to do that. And yes,
it's not too late.
Yeah, and yes, I did name her Tina again.
That's okay. That's one of the corrections I don't mind so much.
Yeah.
Admittedly, Terra had a certain flair to it because it gave the character an extra dimension that was not actually intended by Squaresoft.
Yeah, and well, technically, that's one Woozleyism I'm fine with, was the fact that Tina, well, sounding, you know, exotic to the Japanese, to us sounds
plus.
Yeah, whereas Terra, that sounds more exotic to us.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many people do you know are named Terra?
One. And I think she was named off of this thing.
Yeah. I know a couple of Tinas, but I've never met a Terra.
I've know a few Tinas, and I know only the one Terra. So.
But then again, like, technically I only know one Mychyl with your spelling, and I know about 5 different others with the standardized variation.
Well, yeah, and thankfully I have to say that my Mychyl is fairly unique.
And once again, he chucks the wrench at himself.
Yeah, these things happen.
And... save. Please save. Yes, I'm breaking that law.
Uh-oh, watch out. The safe police are gonna come after you.
Oh, fuck the safe police. They can come after me with their metal chastity belts all they want.
The safe police are the reason why we have these glowy blue sparkly bits in dungeons. And other various save formats.
I thought that was save fairies.
We could have an entire rant just based on all the different save points in different games.
Oh, like different types? You wanna know what my...
Yeah, like Final Fantasy IX, you had to talk to a Moogle and he'd pull out his diary and write your progress down.
I did play enough of 9 to see that, but I still need to play a lot more.
Yeah, honestly, I would say 9 is probably one of the, it's, in my opinion, it's the second best game in the series. The graphics say it doesn't take itself too seriously, but still, the storyline is still really good. I mean, it has Final Fantasy syndrome, you've got your Sid, you've got your Amnesia, but yeah, it's still good.
And rage incoming in about 3, 2, 1. Has it shown up yet, or no?
Oh, it just showed up. Oh, what are you doing? What a horrible person. You could have easily healed her. Why would you do such a thing? She has MP.
She has limited MP.
And she won't need it because by the time spoilers.
By the time it rolls around, I will have healed about like 5 different times. Yes. Okay. Anyway, on to an odd different topic. Did you hear about what, well, even though this is kind of like getting off topic again, did you hear what happened with Blizzard today?
No, I missed it. What happened with Blizzard today? Is it related to WoW? Is WoW dead? No, WoW isn't dead, of course not.
WoW is not dead, but Blizzard is making a new game that is not StarCraft or Warcraft related.
Wait, what? They still have some creativity down at the bottom of the barrel?
Apparently, they've been developing this game for quite a while. I'm pretty sure they used the same rooms for StarCraft 2 to develop this game. Considering that beta is next year.
Hmm.
You want to know the name of it?
Have they said anything about what it's going to be?
Oh, they showed off the opening CG and a gameplay trailer.
Oh. What are we looking at?
The name of the new game is Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Yeah. And Kefka, the best villain of all time. I don't care what people say.
It's true.
Kefka is Kefka.
He's underrated, which is very sad.
Yeah. But I showed the trailer to my brother about Overdrive, and he just like the way I looked at it was If you haven't taken a look at it yet, this will probably ruin a few things if you don't want to, unless you want to watch the trailer while I'm doing this.
I'm actually pulling it up right now, believe it or not. Nope, that's not it. Never mind. That's StarCraft 2.
Yeah. Search for Overdrive.
Is it Overdrive or Overwatch?
It's Overwatch.
Because I just saw something from Kotaku. Okay, that's right. Because I was like, I see something from Kotaku about Overwatch from Blizzard.
Overwatch. Sorry, I for some odd reason I was probably thinking of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at the same time I was thinking of Overwatch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and Gestalt. Every time I saw his sprite as a kid, I thought he had a puppy head. I thought
I did too. I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah, and now that I look at it, he's got big poofy hair and a giant huge poofy mustache. But that back part of my head always puts it as like floppy ears and a dog snout.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are trying to read this, think your typical, well, I hate bringing that argument, but Nazi Empire.
And whatever. They invoke Godwin's Law themselves.
Yeah. And we're gonna have our favorite Australian character from last time.
Are you really going to make him Australian again? I thought you said no voices.
Yeah, no voices, but I'm still gonna I'm going to allude to that Imperial Imperial first time round. Forever, he will be known as Loch Irwing. Wait, did I get the elixir?
You did.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I watched you do it.
Yay! I met the girl.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out here right now, watching the Overwatch trailer right now.
Uh-huh.
This is very clearly, obviously, something along the lines of Halo, like a very stylized Halo.
I had something more along the lines of...
FPS.
Technically, the way I had it was something similar to Team Fortress 2. My brother had a...
Well, still...
when I showed my brother, I had the idea behind... my brother was like, no, this is like a MOBA FPS. And I'm like...
Yeah, I could see MOBA. But, I mean, at the same time, all multiplayer FPS works similar-ish to a MOBA. So,
yeah.
You're splitting hairs going between FPS MOBA and multiplayer FPS at that point.
Yeah. I mean, like, technically, like, when I looked at it, it's like, since I was comparing it against Steam's Team Fortress 2, I saw, like, 3 heavies, roughly 2 AoE characters, which would be, like, the Pyro, or the, the Demo Man, and 1 medic.
I mean, to take the League of Legends approach, I mean, I definitely see, I just saw a Stalker, I definitely see carries, I see tanks, there's nothing really surprising here to me.
Yeah, and I mean...
This is very...
Oh.
Yeah.
I looked at it, and it's like, okay, nice visuals. If I got it on the beta, which I'm tempted to actually see how it plays, I wouldn't mind, but final product, it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to grab. Because most likely I'll need a Battle.net account.
Yeah, but, I mean, Battle.net are free, they're just enough.
Yeah, considering that technically if I'm not sure if I'd ever actually be wonder what happened to my old WoW account. I just stopped. And our lovely fuzzy thingies.
Yeah, I think I'm done watching Overwatch 15. All I need to see.
Yeah.
Let's come pay attention to Moogles instead.
Yeah. Time for Moogles. Do I need the explanation? Oh wait, no, it's select that switches between parties. I do not.
Yep.
Okay, put lock here. And which one are you? You're a Mog.
As long as you get the dance, I have nothing further to say.
Yeah. In this case, I will use Mog to take care of Big Daddy. And
Yay! My favorite strategy.
And just to speed things up, because this annoyed me in the first game. Moglin, Mogret, Moggy.
I usually actually take positions a little further down, but I mean that's kind of a however you want to play it thing.
Yeah. And for now, I'm not gonna try and, do anything other than, kill off.
Get through the battles.
Just make it through the battles because. Yeah. I mean, I will have lock steal, but it's just trying to get some potion stuff up.
Well, given the rate you go through potions, that's not shocking.
Yeah. Because I know you're probably gonna be going like, why?
Well, I mean, at this phase, you don't have MP to work with, so you kind of have to heal however you can heal.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you have Terra, and you have a person who casts Cure. Why not cast Cure? But right now, you do not have a person that casts Cure. You have a person who uses Steal, and you have a bunch of people who do attack, and now you have one person who can dance.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, dancing's amazing, but still.
Yeah.
Dancing, in this case, does not have a heal component.
Yeah. And I remember a conversation over chat earlier about, what was it? The river. Are you talking about, like, that river, or are you talking about the, the later part of the game, river?
No, I'm talking about the first part. I'm talking about the first part, river.
Oh, okay.
Not the raft.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's my favorite places to grind. And I mean, I know it's spoilers, but that's one of my favorite places to grind. Just because you have to do nothing. You just keep saying, "Yes, I want to go in a big fucking circle," and then you keep going in a big circle, and you get lots of kills.
Yeah,
it's very convenient.
You get lots of kills, but the problem is, if you Espers did have the option of actually, giving you stats, which is why I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be trying to do, until I get like the first Espers, trying to run through this at a slightly lower level in order to maximize,
Fair enough. Fair enough, I suppose. I do have one concern. Where, with my favorite character, we will need to grind to a degree there to make him useful.
Yeah, that will probably be done off stream. Cause
yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't. That would be kind of boring to watch.
That one would be
not for me, but.
Not for you, but if we were to stream that, I'd put it as one of those, like, we would be talking about anything but what I'm playing. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just remember, like, this part, like, there was a second wave that would come up. But...
actually, no. You're thinking of the other battle like this.
Yeah. Spoilers.
The other battle like this is 2 waves. This one only has 1 wave.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge spoiler.
Yeah. And I did a lot better.
The fact that there's multiple battles that use this strategy isn't really a huge spoiler. It's not like I talked about anything about the battle. I wouldn't do that. That's far too gauche.
Yeah. So many boulders. But yeah, I think in... oh, wow, he's gotten poisoned, too. Good lord.
Oh, it's actually not poison, it's, I forget what they called it back then. I think, shoot. Basically, it's basically like Dia is in Final Fantasy XI. It's not actually a poison directly. It wouldn't be cured by antidote, but it works. Well, that one is. I just saw the poisonous frog.
Yeah, and I think in this version they actually removed his ability to be, insta-killed by the pit. Mostly just, even though technically just dancing will kill him almost instantaneously.
Seizure. That's what they called the status in this game. Seizure was the second HP loss.
Yeah, and how did you... Oh god, that's reminding me of a status that I remember in 5. That I didn't find out until late game. That's like, wait, why is my health dropping? And it's like,
yeah, it does that, and it's I used to call it cast off because minor spoiler, there's a boss later that says cast off and inflicts that status, but its proper name was actually seizure. I remember now.
Yeah, and it would be something. It was something that was battle only. Was there a healing item for it? Remedy?
No.
No.
I mean, yeah, remedy cures everything. I think cures that. I mean, like I said, the closest analog nowadays would be Dia, because they really don't have like a seizure for concernable reasons.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about, oh my, that has seizures now. It's a little non-PC.
Nobody wants to talk about seizures. And let's beat the crap out of a monster in a box.
Those are always fun. I remember the first, or not the first, like my third playthrough, I actually saved this box until, well, minor spoilers, but there's a secondary use for the monster in a box besides just being a monster in a box that relates to a character we just saw.
Wait a minute.
But you can just as easily get the same effect later, so not a huge deal.
Wait, are we talking about the... Are we thinking about the same character? Because I'm thinking about your favorite character, and I'm...
No. My third favorite character, the one we just met briefly.
Oh, him. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, for that... No, I use one of the... Minor spoilers, one of the towns. Zozo, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you can. It's just like, 20 minutes later. So the third time I played, I was like, I'm going to save 30 minutes by doing it this way. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, 30 minutes really isn't that big of a deal. Yeah,
and as for a heads up, I will be trying to get one character, because now that I finally know how to do it properly, I will be getting him. As a kid, I knew...
Oh, are you?
We're talking, big black... we will meet him as soon as we go across the cave. But, for now, killing bunnies.
Let us go kill bunnies. Bunnies need to die.
Anyway, among other things, I know you're not... you don't have access to some of the current-gen consoles, but from what you've seen, if you had to grab one console, which one would you grab?
I mean, I made a decision back during the initial announcements. I made the decision of the PS4.
Okay.
I mean, that's not to say that that's necessarily set in stone, but that's my intention.
Yeah, you can probably already guess which two that I want to grab.
I'm guessing the U, because, well, you're kind of quirky that way.
Yeah. Plus the fact
and
that,
probably the X-Bone, I'm guessing, but I could be wrong.
No, you're wrong on that one, straight off. There's
so, PS4 and the U?
Yes. The Wii U, mostly because of the fact that, have you seen the trailer for the new Zelda? Not Hyrule Warriors. I suggest do that right now.
We had this conversation earlier about me and Zelda, about me and modern Zeldas.
This one,
The Zelda Wii U?
the Zelda U, as it's affectionately called right now.
Okay, I'm looking at the trailer now.
Okay.
Actually, maybe not. Apparently, I'm looking at Aiji Aonuma.
Yeah, he introduces it.
Okay.
Yeah. And while he's doing that, I'm just gonna...
It's a very classic screen that he brings us to.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I learned Poisona.
Very useful.
Very, very, very useful. Oh, speaking of, back when I was a kid... Huh?
I said I'm currently swimming in nostalgia. Well, I guess only 2. Okay, never mind. This is now Wind Waker. My nostalgia went home.
What?
But he kept showing clips from the original from the gold cartridge.
Yeah. Has he shown the new Zelda yet, or?
So far, it looks like just Wind Waker.
It shouldn't be.
Oh well, then maybe is the new Zelda cel shaded?
Roughly.
Because
but
the graphics for what he was just showing look identical to Wind Waker based on my experience of looking at it. And then he just snapped his fingers, and now there's a beautiful panorama behind him.
Now it's starting. And well,
it is in fact a beautiful panorama.
that's in-game graphics.
Really?
Yes. I'm gonna spoil a lot of stuff for you. Everything in that trailer is in-game gameplay.
So this is what, if you were to stand exactly on this hill that it's showing the camera from, it would look exactly like this.
Yeah.
Huh.
Also... And this time I will not make the same mistake that I did last time. And that is, forget to grab the tools. Because as much as I would
yes.
As much as the auto crossbow is helpful early on, it's not as helpful as other ways.
Yeah, and of course, obviously do not buy auto crossbow because you have no use for 2 of them.
Yeah. And so you finished watching the trailer?
Looks like it's rounding up, about 30 seconds left to go. Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I mention in-game...
Robot says hi.
Yeah. Everyone's been calling that thing the, Arm Beamos. Because it looks like a mixture of an Armos and a Beamos.
I was thinking Dr. Robotnik didn't cloned an Octorok, but okay.
Or, actually, for me, one thing I have noticed in the trailer is that one of its legs is missing.
Could be signs of a previous battle, perhaps?
Yeah, yeah.
Although it doesn't look like maybe not. It looks like maybe not with Link, because he seemed a little shocked initially to see it.
Yeah.
Like kind of a, oh shit, what the hell are you? You're kind of ugly.
Yeah, and the way things are shaping up in the Zelda U is that it sounds like the way they're putting the size of the map is going to be roughly the size of trying to remember the one of the major islands of Japan. Not the major one, the one where Osaka is located.
Give me a second. I'll look it up. You're a little busy.
Yeah. but some people were saying that the map size is gonna be procedurally generated, and I'm like, I don't think so.
It seems unlikely.
But the thing that he mentioned that, like, if you see the mountains in the distance, you can go to the mountains.
Is it Osaka? No, that's just the.
Okay, if I'm looking at the islands of Japan, it's the one that's near the southern one. I want to say it kind of looks squarish. Maybe it is Osaka. No, can't be Osaka. Osaka is a prefecture. You found a map of Japan yet?
Let's see. Kansai region, southern central of Honshu.
I think it was Kansai? God
which
damn.
would make it the island Honshu.
Yeah. Yeah, given the fact that technically
I seem to be failing. I seem to be failing at my Google right now.
Yeah, but anyway, if the claims made by Iwata are correct, it's like 240 times bigger than GTA 5's map. Yeah, the Zelda U is going to be expansive, as well as open world.
Okay, by the way, I found the islands. The four largest are Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku.
Kyushu. Kyushu.
Kyushu.
I think it's Kyushu.
Yeah, it's down off the southern tip. It's kind of... yeah.
Big one.
Yeah, it's a large one off the southern tip of the main one.
Yeah, it's Kyushu. They're saying it's the size of...
Japan is typically this to be Sicily.
Yeah. And given the fact that Skyrim is maybe... because they were comparing it against the map sizes of, like, GTA 5 and,
Now, see, making a Skyrim reference or an Oblivion reference, that I can recognize, because those were both very expensive maps, even though, you know, Oblivion I warped around most of the time, and actually so did I in Skyrim, now that I think about it.
I will use fire on these bastards because I just say fuck it on these guys.
So you're willing to use mana for fire?
Given the fact that I just want to get to the palace right now.
Fair enough.
But that's Zelda U. And that is one of the games I want to grab for the Wii U. Another one is Splatoon. Admittedly, yeah, it's kind of a, like, Nintendo's in-house answer to FPSs. However, it's not about getting kills. Splatoon is more about gaining territory. The reason why is that the entire concept is that you're a bunch of you remember Super Mario Sunshine, right?
I never actually played Sunshine.
Do you remember the mechanics about it, though?
No, because I never actually played Sunshine.
Okay, you know in Sunshine where they showed off like the like gunk and stuff, like in the trailers of it. No? Oh.
No.
Okay, well, in Splatoon, it's going to be multiplayer, but there's going to be a single-player one, which they just released a trailer for. But the multiplayer is based on how much of the map you're going to cover in your team's color with paint.
Huh.
So
it's kind of like Risk with paintballs.
More like Team Fortress with paintball. And instead of kills, it's how many like how much territory you have.
So I'm guessing you don't claim territory purely by kills.
You kill. You can do kills, but it's more along the lines of you want to try because like some of the weapons is like one person's equipped with a giant, huge paint roller that you can steamroll just about anybody. But the problem is it takes a lot of stuff to... Oh, hey, I've hit 18 right now. And now you see why I'm like, I don't want to buy ethers. Or get them just yet. Because a tent is cheaper than an ether right now.
Not to mention a tent fully heals both HP and MP for the entire party. An ether only heals MP and only for one person, which admittedly only one person needs MP.
Yeah, for right now, that's fine. But
yeah,
I'm gonna leave.
Well, and later in the game, because unlike some of the later Final Fantasies, this tents did still have the mechanic of 100% at this juncture.
Yeah. Given the fact that since both of us have played the Tales games, we know how Tales games works, where it's like even the most base healing item is still going to be useful late game because it's based on percent. It's all percentiles. And I was trying to go for a Ricky Ricardo voice for him, but turned into Dracula, Edgar.
You were trying for Ricky Ricardo, huh?
I was trying to go for one of those, like, you know, Spanish soap opera, like, suave, debonair voices, but apparently I sounded like Dracula. And a man who can't keep it in his pants. Still gonna keep him as Edgar.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only character whose name you're changing, I think, is probably just Tina. Everyone else can pretty much stay.
I may change someone else's name. But that probably won't be until late game. And you could probably guess him by now.
Maybe. I mean, there's only a small handful of characters late game.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say when you can get him, because it's one of those one of those ones.
So make me pull out my Dr. Song voice and go, "Spoil it, sweetie."
You can't do that. You kind of have, you know, the thing between your legs. And I'm not going to
go there.
I'm not going to bother talking to everybody because that's a waste. I will rest for a bit and talk to these women with the job lease.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
As long as we go further the storyline and talk to anyone else in that room. Minor spoiler.
Yeah, well, we kind of have to. Our king shows 10 women, young, old, pretty, or plain. No one is safe. Here, have a knife. Oh, did she ever let him have it? But, I'm more likely to get a Wii U right now than getting a PS4, because of, as of right now, the only games that I would want for the PS4 right now are coming out next year. Final Fantasy Type 0, Bloodborne, there's supposedly a new Ratchet & Clank game in the works, and the new Tales game, which I think they announced for both PS3 and PS4, which is Tales of Zestria.
Well, and honestly, I mean, part of the reason, a small part of the reason, admittedly, but part of the reason I'm looking at going to PlayStation again for this generation is because thus far, I mean, not including first gen because it breaks the pattern.
Yeah.
But second gen, I had, well, technically, I guess first war I had a PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Second war I got a 360.
Uh-huh.
So third war I need to get a PS4.
Now, for me, since I am none of that, I play whatever I feel like playing. It's what games do I want on what consoles, and which ones do I not? Which ones, if I do grab, will I like? Which ones have multi-platform? Which ones are going to be showing up on the PC? Which ones are not going to be showing up on the PC? Because both you and I are subscribers to, well, you know, the Master Race. When we can. Because
I mean, I have to be honest. Right now, the only game I'm even looking forward to on the PS4, not including 14, because I already have that on the PC, is the new Dragon Age. Just because I liked the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, I feel like probably got a bad shake. I feel like the second one could have been better, and I think this is a good place for them to redeem themselves.
Me, every time I saw Dragon Age played, it just never really clicked with me. Dragon's Dogma, I need to play a little bit more of, but it is trying to grow on me. But then again,
honestly, I was gonna say with Dragon's Dogma,
mm-hmm.
I got Dark Arisen on the recommendations of a friend,
mm-hmm.
and on the whole, I do like the concept. Now that that's been said, not so much.
Well, given the fact that you want to know a little bit backstory about Dragon's Dogma? Dragon's Dogma is basically a testbed for Monster Hunter. Because you want to know what... Dragon's Dogma, they were trying to work out some of the mechanics for Monster Hunter 4. And Dragon's Dogma was a testbed for that. Because that's one of the games I'll be getting on the 3DS. And sadly, I may have to grab one of the new 3DS if you've seen that yet.
No, I haven't. I'm fairly out of touch with handheld. My most recent handheld is actually still a
PSP.
Is that? No. Actually, I downgraded because my PSP died. I have a
regular DS.
DSXL.
Yeah. Okay. You know about the 3. You know about the 3DS, right?
Yeah, and I know that the one time I tried to look at one, it made me have a horrible migraine.
Okay. Well, you know how the 3DS has that little tiny thumb pad on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
For both the 3DS and 3DS XL, you had to get a special attachment, which essentially was a second thumb pad. Not the D-pads, but the the PSP.
Like an actual analog.
Like a thumbstick.
Yeah.
The new and the fact is, like, you remember when it's like, oh hey, the Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color kind of era stuff?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what some people have been akinning the DS with, is that we have the DS, then we have the DS Lite, then we have the DSi, and now we have the 3DS, and now there's going to be the new 3DS. Technically, I'd love it if they just called it the 3DSi. Because, admittedly, some of the things about the new 3DS are, you know, there's some physical changes among just the aesthetic change as well. In the fact that, there's actually 2 more shoulder buttons. They've actually now integrated, admittedly, a small thumbstick. So there's actually 2 thumbsticks on it. But the hardware underneath everything is actually vastly improved. There's like more RAM, the CPU is more powerful, because there are certain current gen games running on the 3DS that just chug at certain points. Well,
and I mean that makes sense considering the core hardware under there is still what, like 3 years old on the older ones?
3DS is, I think it got released back in 2010? 2011 maybe?
Wow. So yeah, 3-4 years old.
Yeah. So there is going to be me and our mutual friend Von Karma, if we're going to be using our internet names on this one. When we first saw the announcement, both of us were, you know, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? But now that I've actually taken a look at it, and from the looks of it, they're actually going to be probably coinciding the new 3DS with a price drop again. It's more likely that I'd be willing to grab one. Because, A, there's going to be a game on it that I want to grab, even though I technically already own it. From what I've heard, this remake is going to actually include some new content as well, which makes me a little irked, but win some, lose some, and you move on.
Yeah, fair enough.
You want to know what game it is?
What's that?
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ah, yes, we were talking about that off stream earlier.
We were talking about Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is...
Oh, okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles was a game... you remember Project Rainfall, right? Or at least hearing about Project Rainfall?
No.
Project Rainfall was a movement made by us here in the US to try and get some Wii RPGs stateside. The three games that were in question were The Last Story, which was the guy who wrote the original Final Fantasy, the original one, a new game, Pandora's Tower, and Xenoblade Chronicles, because Nintendo mentioned it, but then they said they probably have no plans of bringing it stateside. So somebody created a Kickstarter called Project Rainfall to try and get the games over to the West. And what happened was that they had earned enough money that someone in Europe, some of the game companies in Europe actually got the games, translated them, did the voice acting for them, and then actually brought them stateside. Exceed took over some of the stateside releases, as well as one game was actually brought stateside by GameStop itself. The game...
Really?
Yeah. The game that Exceed took over was, I believe, Pandora's Tower. Project Rainfall got, I think, can't remember who, but Nintendo to get Xenoblade Chronicles stateside, and then Last Story was... No, it was Xenoblade Chronicles that GameStop did, and Last Story and Pandora's Tower were Exceed. And favorite music ever. And yes, I own all three games, but for me, I'd love to get my hands on a collector's edition of Last Story, which, weirdly enough, my sister owns. I only have a standard edition. Huh. The reason why I want to get my hands on it is because A, art book and soundtrack. Pandora's Tower and Xenoblade Chronicles did not come with anything if you pre-ordered it. I did so just to ensure I get a copy of them. And you want to know the really, really the crazy thing? You want to know how much Xenoblade Chronicles costs now?
How much?
When I got it, it was... I think they had it at $40. Mm-hmm. It is now almost $120. I am not parting with my copy. Ever.
For good reason. I mean, parlaying that into... Yeah, nothing could really make up for, A, you have a first edition, and B, the next copy would cost $80 more.
Yeah, and admittedly, the re-release on the 3DS, new 3DS, since it's going to be a new 3DS exclusive, that one is going to be released by Nintendo itself. So, that means that it is not going to be exclusive to GameStop, but that means if I want the game and to be able to play it, I have to get a new one of the new 3DSs. Which, what I've seen of it, is going to be pretty amazing, actually.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just console gaming is one thing, PC gaming is another thing. Handheld gaming and me have had a love-hate relationship all the way back to the Gray Brick.
Yeah, and I mean, like, for me, I don't have a lot of handheld games anymore. Really, because of the fact that either, like, the handheld games are, well, ports of full console games, or the fact that there's nothing really there anymore. Admittedly, I still, I may just want to get a new 3DS, just because I can then have it and then not worry about, like, you know, having to wait a few years for certain ones. But, considering that next year they've announced that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is 3DS exclusive. That means that, admittedly, it's going to be for the old 3DS, but what some people have been saying is that, no, get the new 3DS, because Monster Hunter 4 Japan, Monster Hunter 4 has had 2 copies released. They had Monster Hunter 4 and then Monster Hunter 4 G, which is going to be United States Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which people who've gotten Monster Hunter 4 G imported are saying it kind of chugs at certain points. Because it does...
Now, any game that's released for the current 3DS is going to be cross-compatible to the newer one, correct?
Yes. Anything that's going to be released for the new 3DS is going to be incompatible with the old one, though.
For obvious reasons. In part, for the fact that, you know, you have additional control concepts that you can't mimic on the old 3DS.
Yeah. And, not gonna even bother talking to everybody, so...
Yeah.
And I can't talk... Okay.
You can't talk to half of everybody.
Until I talk to these two?
Yeah.
I thought I could. I remember that in the original version. But,
I know that there's the guys running around screaming up on the top level. There's, of course, the 2 soldiers and Kefka.
Yeah. Well, the guy up top...
And after you talk to him, the lock.
Yeah. We've been talking about everything but this game, so...
It's true.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, I would love to see this game as a 3DS game. Not in the style of, like, Final Fantasy 4 DS, but more in the style of... kind of like Chrono Trigger. Really just minor details, maybe an extra quest. Not a lot of changes. Basically just something that just brings the game up to date. Admittedly, a lot of people would be going like, why? But then again, given
and if I remember right, the GBA and then this version do have some extra details over the original, particularly around the desert in later in the game.
Yeah. Well, this is the GBA one.
Okay.
That's why it said advance. But because Final Fantasy VI only had like 2 remakes, one for the PlayStation PS1. I was about to say PSX, but
I called that the PSX. What's wrong with that?
You know, there was the PSX, and then there was the PS1, which was the, you know, smaller, slimmer tiny were PS1. I had the old...
but technically the game was re-released for the PSX. The PS1 was a happy event that happened thereafter.
No, considering that, if I'm recalling correctly, there was a white one released in Japan called the PSX, which was, I think, a PS2 with a built-in hard drive with DVR capabilities, but I could be wrong. Because I may be also remembering the white PS1 that they also released.
Yeah. We had the gray box and we had the white PS1. I just always called the gray box the PSX.
Yeah. It's just the fact that, like, y'all, since you know I'm a Japanophile, you're like, and
yeah. A little bit, but it's okay.
yeah. Admittedly, we're not playing the other thing that we beta tested, because that's... no. That one would be more in line with something to do live, and then we can ridicule it live together. Whereas this one, it's like we can BS our way through just about everything.
Well, yeah, especially considering, you know, just because I'm like 30 cents excuse me, just because I'm like 30 seconds behind everything that's going on, I happen to have most of the game memorized well enough that I can say, oh yeah, so you're going here to do that.
Yeah.
Or you're talking to me about dialogue, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that dialogue, so I can say this is this.
And we're not... Is it true that you're a thief? Dialogue. And typical response by log. Treasure hunter.
That's treasure hunter!
Treasure hunter! Oh, crikey! We are going to continue that throughout the rest of this one.
Okay. Which makes me a little sad that I wasn't quite paying enough attention during the scorpion fights, because I was totally planning on going, oh, crikey! I found me a scorpion! I'm gonna stick my finger in its butthole.
No. It's the sand rays that we have to be careful about. Remember.
Well, he survives them in this game, so it's okay.
Yeah, we have Phoenix Downs.
It's true. Poor Steve Irwin. We knew you not well enough.
That's one of those... Steve Irwin is like one of those people that I would love to actually, you know, if given the chance, actually, you know, revive him. But...
True.
Because, like, after... And it's like, yeah, we made fun of him while he was alive, but after looking back at his life, he was 100% devoted to family and his job. And he loved it, too.
Yep.
I mean...
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but in this world, much like in Final Fantasy VII, there are cutscene deaths, which are not resurrectable.
Yeah, well...
Looking at you,
and we're not labeling that as a spoiler because, you know, fuck that noise.
Well, considering Aerith dies is on par with, I mean, pretty much that's on par with the Titanic goes down at the end. Let's be realistic here.
Yeah. I mean, like...
Or the sled's name is Rosebud.
What was it? What was another one? Oh, trying to think of another one. Oh, yeah! Darth Vader is Luke's father. I've been...
No! That's impossible!
Yeah, we can do that all we want. But it's like, oh my god, it's like everyone knows that now. Everyone.
It's true.
I mean, there are certain games that I will not spoiler people, and then there are certain games where it's like, you've had enough time to do this. Fuck you. If you're like, I didn't know that, and it's like, admittedly, this game, yeah, we could try and get away with it. It's been 20 some odd years. But at the same time, we love this game too much to you know, spoiler it for people. Too much.
It's true.
Whereas...
True. It's hard.
Whereas, like, certain games, like, what's a big game that people have had, 7's been spoiled for everybody. But I'm thinking of, like, a different one.
Yeah, 7's spoiled forever, trying to think of another huge one that, you know, there really isn't any point in protecting people from.
Yeah. Trying to think of like very, very, very popular games right now. Oh yeah, Cortana dies.
Yeah.
Halo. Fuck that noise. And this one. Okay. Steel.
Basically, to make a non-game reference, basically, to make a non-game reference, it's the equivalent of saying Kenny dies at the end of the entire first, 3 freaking seasons. So get a little bit more South Park with it.
Yeah, and now we're doing that cutscene.
Yay, that cutscene.
Jump like that all of a sudden. Did you just see what I just saw? Jubblies. You did, right? Right? Jubblies? Yeah, I see Jubblies.
They're magical Jubblies.
Magical Jubblies. Magic?
Yes, we established this. Magic Jubblies.
Magical Jubblies. Your name is Tina, right? Or was that just now?
How good of you to finally pay attention after I flashed the box.
Magical Jubblies, and gave them the will, heated them up. Yeah, and speaking of other games, someone, oh god, I'm trying to still think of games that are that you really can't, there's no point in,
Okay, here we go. Here's the ultimate classic game one. The princess is in another castle.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh.
Wait, I thought I did. No. I like that. Kill himself.
Yeah.
Because, all I can think of right now is this one... Technically, this one is still a Woozlyism, but it's, if you're going to do a Woozlyism, at least stick to the original. Because it made a little bit more sense. Whereas, we all know what he said in the original one.
Son of a submariner!
No, I'm talking the original Japanese.
Oh. Yeah. Well, we're keeping the son of a structure, so it's pretty obvious what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, son of a sandworm, son of a submariner. But we all know technically it did not start with an S. It started with a B.
No. Yeah, it was definitely technically a derogatory term used for females and or female dogs.
Yeah. And just to let everyone know, Mychyl here is, swings that way. So, he doesn't care what he calls people. Preferences, I swing...
yes.
You swing that way, I don't swing at all.
Yes. Creates a bit of a workplace tension. What? 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 That's crazy.
What workplace tension? Oh, except when you have one of those coworkers.
There's many, that's the tension.
Yeah, admittedly, I've had about 3 or 4 coworkers try and go you know what? All you need is just go out to a bar and get with somebody. I'm like, and that's your ideal. I'm just here to work and do it. That's it.
And we won't talk about my workplace, just on the off chance of people listening from my workplace, because that might happen. I did let my friends know that we were streaming. Who knows?
I didn't let anybody know that I was streaming. Well, a couple people I did. But I don't think any of them asked me what my channel was. So if they somehow stumble upon it...
Well, I mean, I did actually technically link it to my Facebook and say that we were live streaming right now, so the possibility does exist.
As much as I do want to use the Chocobo to get places, I want to go running around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Chocobos are nice and fun and all, but at the same time, Chocobo also means no XP.
Yeah. And there we go.
Granted, it means missing out on a mode 7. But whatever, we'll manage.
The amazing mode 7. Okay, I have to take care of this. Sort. There we go. That was annoying me. That's another game I could try and play.
What's that?
A Super Nintendo game. Part of the, Legend of Gaia Soul Blazer series. It was Soul Blazer, Legend of Gaia, and then Terranigma. Which, until I finally realized that it said Enigma in the middle, I kept calling it Terranigma.
Legend of Gaia, I feel like I've played. I feel like I actually have it on my computer now that I think about it.
You probably do, because it's one of those games that was really, really well done for the Super Nintendo. It was one of the games that I actually actively owned.
Maybe I used to have it, because I'm looking now at my ROMs and I don't see it, so maybe I used to have it.
I technically still have that folder that has pretty much every game released for the Super Nintendo. I'm not sure if I have any.
I may jack that folder from you at some point.
Probably, and when I come visiting, you'll probably jack that entire file, and I'm fine with that.
Probably.
Because I need to check.
I mean,
this.
I do have a collection. It's just not that high of a collection. Oh, I was thinking of Illusion of Gaia. That's what I have.
Illusion of Gaia. Why'd I say Legend of Gaia? Legend of Gaia.
You were probably thinking of La Gaia, which is used to be one of my sort of favorite games.
Actually, no. I think Legend of Gaia was a PS1 game. Or am I thinking of...
Legend... I know there was Legend of Mana, and there was Legend of La Gaia.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember Legend of Gaia.
Maybe it was La Gaia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying I don't remember. These things happen.
But yeah, the games that I owned on my Super Nintendo were Illusion of Gaia, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger. Never owned Secret of Evermore, even though everyone's like, "Oh, that's isn't that part of the Secret of Mana series?" I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. The Mana series is completely separate.
Technically, the Secret of Evermore is a standalone that was something Squaresoft USA did to boost sales. Admittedly, it's a decent game, but there's still some things wrong with it.
By the way, I'm just gonna gripe really quick. I know it's a little late for me to gripe, but I'm gonna gripe really quick. You are aware that the treasure chests in this cave are unique because they respawn with better loot during a later part of the story.
Shit, I forgot that.
Or no, they have not respawn, but they have better loot if you get them then, but not now. Not if you get them early.
Okay, yeah. Well, I will leave them alone then. I totally forgot
Yeah, I
that.
just saw the ether. I'm like, oops. Yeah.
So, well, in this case, grabbing that early may not be too bad. But,
Yeah. In time. I'm trying to remember. I think it was an elemental blade.
well, I will leave it alone. I will leave getting the chests alone until later. And auto crossbow is so useful.
It really is. It's definitely your best attack at this point in the game.
Yeah,
Because it's high damage and it's multi-target. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that.
yeah. Okay, so I want to try and avoid so just try and get out of the cave as soon as possible. And this time I think I want us to, actually, get to a decent, get to one spot that I was thinking of.
Okay.
Eh,
Not
but,
quite as far as what we were talking about earlier, I'm presuming.
close to that one.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not much more of a push than what we did last time.
Yeah.
This folder, though. Looking at my Super Nintendo folder brings back memories, and some of them are painful. My Magic 3, for example.
Might and Magic 3.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna do this thing first. Just because I can. This is his favorite lettuce. His favorite turnip.
Yeah. This was his favorite ball of lint.
That smell. That smelly smell. That smells.
Smell.
These dishes. He always used. His tea. It was his favorite. And yoink.
This was his favorite elixir.
This is his favorite potion. His favorite chair.
This was his favorite bed. It's so comfy, just like TV.
This looks like his favorite type of window. Could he be living here? Old man? Hey. Do you happen to know if a man who lives here? Sure do. Vargas is
Of
missing
course, I
too.
know the man who lives here. It is he who it is him.
And as he leaves. Actually, wait, was there something behind the house? I remember somewhere.
I don't recall. I think you might be thinking about the house.
Unseelie. You toss wrenches at me? Yeah, screw it. And here we go. Oh, I wonder who this man is. I must follow him. And no. Not yet. Yay! First things first.
Mysterious and darkly cloaked.
Huh? This mysterious.
Mysterious and darkly cloaked. Remember, I'm about 30 seconds behind you. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. He is very mysterious and darkly cloaked. He reminds me of a friend of mine, Steve. Maybe that's his name.
Oh, hey, I forgot. And doing old RPG stuff. Check every goddamn chest and thing you can do.
But of course, if you don't, that's when you miss something important.
Yeah, and most RPGs won't do that anymore. Oh, that's a game that once I
I missed that.
There's a game, I just remembered it, and we have to do it. You and me.
What's that?
Blue Dragon.
You know, admittedly, I actually tried to get into Blue Dragon, and I couldn't. So maybe with us doing it, I actually will get more into it and be interested.
Blue Dragon, admittedly, yeah, the plotline is kind of, well, generic, but, oh my god, they actually did something with that game that I thought was pretty, fairly well done. Okay, should I get 2 swords?
I would recommend well-geared people.
Okay, 2 great swords.
But that's me.
I'm looking at 2 great swords and then just handing off the mithril sword to you-know-who.
Yeah, probably not a horrible idea. I mean, you-know-who will do well enough with a mithril sword. Actually, you-know-who has gear. Remember?
Yeah. But no, like, since, Locke only has a dagger, and technically a mithril dagger works better for him. But isn't a mithril sword better for him, though? Or...
I believe so.
Oh, she comes
I
with
know you can use it, so there shouldn't be any issue. It's back in this.
Yeah, it is. It is, because Terra came with a mithril knife.
Ha.
So...
That.
So, let's do armor next. Buckler...
Of course.
Hairband...
One of the things I do like about this version is it gave descriptions to everything. I mean, to a degree you didn't really need it, but at the same time it's kind of cool.
Okay, so everyone's now at decent stuff. So, sell mithril knife. Don't really need that.
I'm someone that I never sell equipment. Ever. Ever, 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 ever.
I sell, unless it does something special, which I don't think they do that. Not a lot of items do that in this game.
Yeah, the first one that really does is the pretty obvious one.
Yeah. Admittedly, I may not try. I may have to skip doing that side quest.
Well, I'm not even that one. I was thinking about the earlier one, the one so nice they named it after a monster.
Oh, I don't.
Vice versa. Monster after it, either or.
No, I was thinking of the cursed one.
Yeah, there's that too, but that is a pain to do. And then there's also the special sword that costs an Esper to get.
Oh, no, I am not. Okay. Do I need to do sprint shoes? No.
I would strongly recommend one pair, one pair for now. You know how many pairs later.
Yeah. Silver spectacles. Against poison.
I mean, a lot of the relics I really don't even bother with. The only ones I ever bother with are the sprint shoes.
Yeah.
I usually get one pair now and the rest later.
Yeah, and they made the, because sprinting with the sprint shoes is crazy. Admittedly, I think they actually slowed it down from the original.
I may not like that.
No, I liked it, but I remember just like if you sprinted with the original one, you literally just kind of like just kept hitting walls and stuff.
Unless you're hitting fast forward, that's the same speed I remember sprint shoes being.
I haven't yet. And
okay, so I'm presuming that you are that it is still the same speed as I'm used to.
Yeah. Okay. And you'll see something in a couple of seconds that you'll go like, "Aw, how nice."
Aww.
Yeah.
That's adorable. They're all nice and cuddly. This was relevant to my interests.
Yeah. Kids aren't allowed in. This is a pub, young lady. Get out of the pub. But time to do this one.
That delay, though, she just ran on screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and they changed it. This is one Woozlyism that I don't mind that they changed. And keeping his name.
Of course.
Yeah, and there's the infamous line that he just changed, that they changed to.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. The dog eats strangers.
Huh. I'm not sure I'm okay with the change of that line. I mean, the original line was good enough for me when I was a teenager. He'd slit his mama's own throat for a nickel.
Yeah, but to me, like, nowadays, it's like, yeah, it's like, as you're a kid, like, yeah, nickel, that's kind of a lot of money. Nowadays, it's like, god damn it. Okay,
well, no, I mean, not even that it was a lot of money, just that, you know, it's basically, there's no such thing as, you know, there's no such thing as I refuse to. Any amount of money is the right amount of money.
Yeah, and doing this. Phoenix down, that's a free one. And you're probably gonna like, no, don't do that, don't. Oh, you did it. And 30-second delays.
That's one take. Once up. I just got the Phoenix down.
Okay.
And the elixir.
Okay. It was the path behind the elixir, but
it's. I mean, if we were to talk about it and its importance before it was discoverable, that's one thing. Its importance isn't important yet.
This part will be. Actually,
Did you go down that? No, come on, tell me you didn't.
I
Oh,
just...
wait, no, it won't let you.
Actually, you could do it in this version and the other one. I just did it, just... didn't go too far down there to do stuff and grab it, because... I don't think you can get any past a certain point at that one.
Yeah. There's a certain key required.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave those items for later.
Although I'm curious to know if the children already talk about that event.
No, they won't.
Not yet, not until.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And... item shop. Let's see here.
Yeah, you gotta get more potions and stuff.
31, well, I have 31 potions, so I'm good on that one. 13 antidotes. Holy crap. Oh, wait, no. I'll pop those. Does anything do petrify? No.
Not yet.
I may want to get some eye drops.
Yeah, good plan. Eye drops will be needed fairly soon.
And... I will not be getting...
You'll really need to worry about echo screens yet.
I don't
Phoenix
think...
Downs, as long as you've got you're safe.
I've got a couple of Phoenix Downs in reserve.
One of which for obvious reasons.
What? I don't remember this item in the original.
Which one?
You'll see it in about
Not
30
there yet.
seconds. Oh, now I remember. Different name. Once you see it, you'll understand what I mean.
Oh, yeah, Warpstone.
Yeah. I think in the original one it was labeled as... Escape?
No, Escape was different. Warpstone is what it used to be called.
Yeah. Well,
No, it was Smoke Bomb. That's what it was.
It was a smoke bomb? Yeah. I never used the smoke bombs, ever.
That's right, because the only time I've ever used a Smoke Bomb was storyline related. You know the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Although I don't think that counts, because I don't think it actually uses it. Or more accurately, it uses it from that one character's inventory, rather than the actual global inventory.
Yeah. Save. Because I don't think this side opens up until way later.
Yeah, well, not way later, but later.
Later. And people are probably gonna be like, what the heck are you guys talking about? If any people. Actually, you're there.
Well, they're either going...
How many people? How many people?
Well, I was gonna say, either they're going to be watching and, out of nostalgia and be like, oh, I know what they're talking about, or they're going to actually be completely mystified by everything we're saying.
Yeah. And gold needle.
And probably more likely the first.
Okay, well, since we're done here...
Time to head on after the random martial arts students that we've been hearing about.
Yeah, these random people. And the only reason why I'm trying to do random battles is to actually try and get your favorite characters, get a database for him. And most likely try and get...
which I'm good with.
I don't think even in my original playthrough as a kid, I didn't get him anything. I didn't like how he played.
Highest I've ever gotten him was 70%. I got him to 70% once. And I was so proud of that because that was such an achievement. Brandon, when we get to what we were talking about earlier, there is one specific fight. I know you said you don't want to grind, but there is one specific fight that we absolutely must get before we can move on. Because if you do not fight, I don't know what they're called now, the pterodon.
Yeah, that one we will have to do that one. Because
that is absolutely vitally necessary.
There's another one that's a monster in a box that you have to fight as well, otherwise it will never show up there. And I know for a fact that...
Yeah, and it also drops a certain piece of gear. Is that the same one you're thinking of?
No, it's during, Mr. Thou, if we're going to be calling him anything.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm talking about. The monster in the box there drops a piece of equipment, and every time it shows up later in the game in a certain grasslands, it'll drop the same piece of equipment, which gives you the ability to infinitely farm that equipment.
I think they... I'm not sure if they fixed it or not, but... Okay, I think I've gotten most of the monsters here. Admittedly, I can, you know... Yeah. Whoa! Are you beating yourself?
I keep pulling my headpiece out.
Ew.
No. My mic. I keep pulling it out.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I thought.
Nice thing about only being the cohort of this stream is that I have mobility. I can travel about the house a little bit.
Yeah. Whereas me, it's like I'm afraid of like doing a few things because like if I turn on the fan that usually keeps me cool, it will start, you know, giving some hassles.
Partly with the sound quality, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think we've got most of the bestiary from this area.
Okay.
So on to the next area, set of bestiary, and it's excitement.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have a dog in your apartment, or
outside?
Ah.
Yes, it's a very loud dog.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's going.
I'll
just mute myself in the next few moments.
Okay. And now I have to take up the mantle of discussing things. Oh boy. Yeah, he's not gonna like that at all. Why? Mychyl is not gonna like that at all. Oh my god, they'll level up and she will level up roughly the same time, but she will always be one level behind. Yes!
So I totally missed what I wasn't going to like. So what was I not liking now?
Good. Oh, snaps. Totally forgot that happens. I hate to say this, but Tina died.
Oh, you killed her? You horrible, vicious monster.
I swear, it was like a one-hit kill thing. A stupid mountain pig.
They are rather angry. Oh, I just saw the Bioblaster moment. That was exciting.
Yeah, I totally forgot the Bioblaster is not really useful early on, and the fact that most of everything is... Oh! Hey! Lock, I want to equip that bandana, because that's... Isn't that his specific one?
Yes. I believe so, as memory serves.
And... Ah, here we go. And he gets the main gouge.
Of course.
Which
That's a given. He should be wearing the main gouge. Main gouge.
Okay. Okay. These guys are not worth anything. Okay, so got most of the monsters here. Because I don't think anybody else needs a bandana.
Don't believe so, no. I mean, maybe later on, but there's other better options by the time you get anyone else who might want one.
Yeah. These guys, you'll see them in about a few seconds.
And right as you said that, we started battle with the brawlers, so...
After that one.
I don't know, some of the name changes just seem kind of silly to me. Ah, yes, the boars.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, some of the name changes honestly just seem silly to me. Like brawlers, I don't see why they couldn't just be brawlers.
And Mysterious Shadow Man.
Oh my god, I think I must be hallucinating. I just saw Tina cast Cure. I don't know what's going on with my life.
That's because I had a problem. Okay, gonna take care of that guy.
I was gonna be concerned for a second that you skipped a cave, but then I saw you start to go back.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's like I as soon as I went, it's like, wait, no, this is progression. I have to go back. 'Cause
I must go back. My people need me.
tent. And admittedly, tents are kind of expensive right now, but it's something I will be using, and
It's something I won't gripe about use of,
yeah.
which you don't hear very often from me.
Admittedly, now we're getting like 300 gil a pop.
and Tensor 5, right? I think I saw.
Huh?
Tensor 1200, right?
Tensor 1200.
So 300 a pop means 4 fights equals 110. So yes, the return on that, your gil return is definitely to where you should be using tens when needed.
Yeah.
Which pretty much in a dungeon field or battlefield or whatever you want to call this area, I would
Oh no! I hate. God damn it!
I missed the goddamn it moment. Or no, I have not there yet.
You have not. And thought I just heard some kind of blip. What the hell? What's going on? Oh no. Mychyl! Mychyl! I can't hear you! Mychyl! Mychyl, can you hear?
Hello.
What happened?
I'm not sure. I lost the stream and you for the briefest of moments.
Yeah, for some odd reason, I was showing up as, disconnected.
I thought it was my internet, but no, I don't know.
Is the stream reloading?
The stream is definitely running. It's currently showing me using potions unlock and Tina.
Okay, so yeah.
And I'll forgive that just because I'm still stressed about the fact that we lost connection.
Yeah, did you see what happened though? I
saw the death and the Phoenix down, and that's the last thing I saw before it dropped. I was talking about the fact that Gore is a horrible ability, and then it went dark.
Yeah, for me, the goddammit moment was the, having to use my, actually, I have 4 sleeping bags, and I will use the sleeping bags instead of the tents, because admittedly,
because you have 4 sleeping bags, 3 people, and 1 tent.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean, we'll need to stock up on tents at some point, but for now, it's
yeah, and given how much time I spent, I'd say now would probably be a good time to stop. So, in this case, closing down the game at least. Do you want any parting words?
Not really. Just tune in next time for more entertainment and excitement, and the reveal of someone that we've sort of met but not yet.
Yes, and well, hopefully, I hope you guys have a good night, and tune in next time for next Friday, and we'll be streaming this again. Best of luck.